Do you like food? What are the benefits to growing, buying, selling, and eating local and sustainable food? What feeds you? I'm going to share with you what I hashed out and discovered about local food and the value it can bring to you and the community in which you live. We all eat, right? So what's cool about what I learned is that everyone can contribute. My hope is that this video will help you seek answers, change, justice, to grow your knowledge about your food and local systems. Learn how everything is connected, and the perspective to keep things real. Now every good story has a beginning. My name is Marcy and I live in central Minnesota. This spring, while I was plotting out what I was going to grow in my back garden, I began to think about U.S. food systems and how it affects my life. I questioned the routine of getting food from the grocery store, which a lot of us do, and I realized I was disconnected to the food I was eating. Shopping was an unconscious act. Do other people wonder where all this neatly packaged stuff comes from and what the connections are to overall health? Did you know high-calorie diets combined with lack of exercise account for 1/5 of the annual deaths in the U.S.? Eating a balanced diet can help reduce your risk of cancer, heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and osteoporosis. And my family is no stranger to cancer and diabetes, so this is why I wanted to know more. As a food consumer, I want to know who grew it, under what conditions, and how many miles it traveled to get to my plate. Did you know the average food item in the Midwest travels about 1,500 miles from farm to plate? That's crazy! And that got me thinking more about what the positive impacts of buying local food are and can be. The value adds up quickly, and it's like watching a fish jump out of the lake. That fish jumps, and ripples in the water start to spread. Here's my top findings of the value of local and sustainable food, with some introductions to a few folks I met along the way. Local food is more fresh, and because of that, tastes great. Fresh food eliminates food waste. It stays fresh longer, so you'll be likely to eat it before it goes bad, saving you money. Buying local builds community relationships. I talked with Julie at Johnson Heritage Farms in Rice, and after about an hour visit, I found how the chicken and beef she raises are grown. The chickens eat an organic diet. They have plenty room to roam and are never given any antibiotics or growth hormones. When they're ready for harvest, they go to Piers or Foley Meat Market, USDA certified establishments, so she can sell products at places like Minnesota Street Market in St. Joseph. I learned about natural fertilizers like chicken manure, compost, fish kelp, and seaweed. By asking a few simple questions, you can learn a ton. The value of knowing where your food comes from is invaluable. In another corner of the region, I visited Lisa at Baker's Acres, a small CSA farm in Avon, Minnesota. Baker's Acres utilizes 3 of the 15 acres for vegetable production. In 2015, they sold 40 CSA shares, their sellout goal. So the 40 shares grown on the 3 acres provides 40-plus families fresh produce from mid-June through early October. Baker's Acres is in transition to becoming organic, which leads me down another road to learn about what organic really means. Not to stray, but you should know. Organic farm operations have complex rules to follow. Buffer zones, seeds, potting soil, farm equipment, and more are all regulated. The third takeaway I want to share is the money I invest in local foods provides the producers more incentive to grow more, so we can eat healthier as a community. Those dollars then circle back into our local economy because the farmers buy the things they need locally for their operation, because they already know the value of local. Buying local helps me decrease my contribution to CO2 emissions from food miles and processed food production, contributing greatly to less harmful food production practices. Less chemical processes, fair treatment to workers and animals, means a healthier landscape for all of us. While my list of connections could go on, it's time to wrap things up. The bottom line is the local food system needs some things to work. It needs your support to buy local and to see the value in doing so. By supporting local, I'm investing in the people I know, the community I live in, and recognizing the connections between the environment, food, social justices, and the economics of how those things work together. Will you join me to create more demand for local food?